Alright, get those on. Here we are. Oh, hang on, I got one more thing here. Where are you at? There you are, properties. There we go. Okay, and here we are. At the end of the week, we've made it to Friday. Hello, everyone. Got a lot of windows in front of us today. Holy smokes. Which one are you? There, that's one you guys are in. Alright. Look at this, we're back on the art stream. Where am I at? Should be here somewhere. Oh, I know why I'm not there. I'm under that. Where I should be. Or wait, we can just go ahead and pull this right down to there. There we go. No, let's go ahead and move this window. Not that one. Move this one over a little bit. There we go. Alright. So you see, we got a lot going on at the moment here. Found something to kind of help me punch through the art block. And that is a new Castle Crasher DLC. Painter Bot Paradise, where you can make your own character. I've already started on the Big Dumb Lizard. Oh, Zykes? Yeah, no Betamax player today. Couldn't find a manual yet, so that's kind of on hold for the moment. Until I can try and find one that shows like an exploded diagram what we're looking for. But hey, like I said, I've been working on this for the past couple of days. I've already got the head and small body down. I'm gonna go ahead and start in on the toast form here. Get all that done. And then we'll go over the toast form hands. Fortunately, there's nothing really on the template for the arms and legs of the small character. Those, as you can see in this small little window up by me here, are already basically baseline gray. So that's just, maybe that's something they'll patch through in a different update. I don't know. But you can also make your own custom weapon for your character and their own shield. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the weapon as is, because if we swap over to the game, I'll go ahead and do that for you guys. Let's go ahead and swap over to the game. Oh, it helps if I plug my controller in. Come on. Come on. Got it. There. Come here. Plug in. Even though it's got the swing, it looks like he punches and will guard with his hand, so I think that'll be okay. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, we can test our creation out here against to see how everything looks, and as I was playing through this yesterday, everything looked pretty good so far, so let's go ahead and just jump back here to our drawing section. Like I said, we're just going to kind of pick up where I left off here. But yes, as always, it's Friday. We've made it to Friday. Welcome, welcome. A stretch already? Okay, I suppose I can stretch. Just there's a little stretcheroo right there. There we go. And then, alright, let's see here. I've got that, yeah, that's the details layer. Well, let's get that body going here. Pop over here, go black, use our pen. Hope you guys had a good week. And hopefully, if you're able to, have the weekend off. Or if you're quote-unquote weekend sometime during the week, well, let's hope your working days aren't all that bad. What do I have? Oh, yeah, pants. Let's go ahead and draw those pants in too. And pet. Alright, well, guess I could get Moonshine, but I don't have the camera set up. So, I just have to take my word that Moonshine is receiving the pets. Here, Moonshine. There you go, buddy. There you go. I'll even put him right next to my drink so he can guard that. There we go. Moonshine has been petted. I mean, I do have the Honey the Badger over there. He can receive pets as well. But no, Moonshine is based off a friend of mine's druid. Actually, I'll put some details. Druid companion campaign where their possum companion was their animal companion was a possum named Moonshine. So all possums are Moonshine to me. Actually, you know what I can do? Let's go here in the details. Let's see if we can't make his belt. Not like that. Let's go black. Bump that down to a 3. Let's go to let's just do that. Let's go to our colors real quick. Details, and we'll color his belt in. Way too big, way too big. The only thing I don't like about the template they give you for this, it's very small. I mean, yeah, I can go in, change the template size, but every time I would go to save the file to test it in the game, I'd have to remember to return the file to its original size. Because if I just go to the file and save, go ahead and watch that little window there. Yep, I want to replace that. And the game should update. Yep, the game did update. As you can see, he is wearing his belt. So, like I said, I'll just go ahead and swap to the game itself. Yeah, he's got his little belt on. You know what? That doesn't look that bad. Doesn't look that bad. I think. Let's go ahead and swap back to the drawing tablet here. I wonder. Can I just increase this? I can. Okay, I can blow that up. So let's go ahead and shrink this down a little bit more, where it's just our little man. I'll increase that size a little bit for you. We'll put him up here. Okay. You really don't need to see all that menu stuff on the side. There you go. See him a little bit better detail now. Well, luckily, we've had some pretty cool days. Today's like the hottest day we've had this week. Sunday's gonna be a little warm, but it's not gonna be that bad, I don't think. No, tomorrow's gonna be warm, but then it starts to go back down a little bit. He's just a whittle guy. Oh yeah, everyone in Castle Crash is just a whittle guy. Just a whittle guy. But you know what? Let's go ahead and just finish up the belt, because I do like how that turned out. So I'm gonna make that a 20-minute thing here. I think we'll go down to a 2. Probably isn't much difference though. But no, they really did a pretty good job of giving you the timing for the templates and everything. That's because I was using a marker for that. Alright, let's go back. Get rid of those and use the pen. I mean, obviously they know what the timing is because, you know, it's probably the template they use for all their characters when they created the game. But just zooming out real quick. Like, when you turn off the colors and lines here. But they, again, like, they give you, like, the nice animation timing right there. Like, as the head swings back and forth. I mean, if you wanted to, you could use, like, the same head, at least for these 3 here, if you wanted to be like the original game, because there is a little more animation in this update than there is in the original release of the game. Like, as you can see just from the character's movement here. Anyway, let's go ahead and turn those back on. And then we're going back into here. Nope, I do have a little... Oh, no, that's just the sketch layer, isn't it? Yeah, it's just a sketch layer, so... Alright, let's open these back up. Back to details. Belt there. And of course, belt goes around the waist. Let's go to detail layer, grab our colors. Back to our marker. Let's go back up to 5. We can color that in. Oh. Let's go ahead. Can I? Yes. Yes, I'll do that. No, let's not do that. Do it like that. There we go. That got rid of that little detail line I had there. That's okay. There we go. Set that over. Since we're on the brown, let's put the brown on. Grab our yellow. Put our yellow there. Yellow and swap to the brown. Go. Alright, now we can head back down. Work on the toast body here. Now what we can do actually, so we'll go into details. We'll get rid of that because it's basically his waist, so we'll just complete the belt from here. That's the pencil. Put his belt buckle there. Nice there. Go to the pants layer. So trace over our pants. Bump that up to 4. one thing we are going to have to do, okay, let's take out this detail line here. Since this is his back, I have to put his tail in. So, that, let's go ahead and let's look up here on this back here. We'll just kind of bring that down like that, maybe. Kind of follow between the shoulder blades. Oh, and something else, just as an example. Obviously, you can draw outside of the basic character sample here, because that's how I got the tail in there. Obviously, I drew outside of where that was to where the tail needed to be. Hi, Diggs. Everyone say hi, Diggs. Don't think I like, though, how... I will do that and... You know what, let's give the tail its own layer right now. Because there are some extra details I need to put on the tail. Ooh. Okay, I think I like how that looks. And the details. It's basically following that. No, let's put that line here on the head layer. Because that's a line we're going to need to follow. Up. Get rid of some of this body here. Back to our details. Back. Because he's got all these spine-to-Ds on his back. Let's get rid of that one right there, actually. Now we need to try and match ones we made on that side with this side. Actually, I probably could have these spread out a little bit there. Ride his shoulder blade up. There we go, and get rid of that. got these little crossovers here between each. Some more stuff in the body we can get rid of. We can get rid of part of these. There's part of the pants here, so that won't be there. I'll get rid of that body part right there. And then I think I'll kind of cut the tail off there. I think that's where that will end at. Does that look? Because I'm pretty sure this is the back shot, and same with this one, so we're going to need to put the tail on here. This image here, I'm not exactly sure where it is. Obviously, I think the head goes here, and this is the chest, but I don't know where the arms really fit. Like, are these supposed to be... I mean, I guess those are the feet right there. And that might be the stomping animation. So you know what we're gonna do? Let's go ahead, grab this. Let's just grab Monofill. I'm just gonna put that in yellow. And we're gonna save. Okay, that. We'll swap over the game here. Let's go ahead and swap over the game for you guys. Let's grab the toast. Nope, wasn't that. Alright, so it wasn't the stomp or the throw. Or else we would have saw that big yellow splotch there. So, not exactly sure what that was. That just might be an animation we can't directly access from the test, too. So, we'll hold off on that for now then. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Go back to inking in the rest here. There's our pen. Let me grab a quick reference here for some muscles. Go. Alright, That's like not a bad side there, so probably what I should do, rid of those, zoom in here. Yeah, that's pretty good right like that then, I guess. And this will more or less be covered up by this arm right here. So we just take this real quick. Oh, just take this real quick. I'll pretty much be sitting like that anyway, so we've got there as fine as is, I believe. So it's belt right there. Oh, $5 sushi day. Brave of you to have $5 sushi. But I mean, as you said, it was right at the Red Cross, so I mean, it's not like help wasn't far from you, so you got that going for you. I'll make that his belt there. Make that belt a little smaller. Right there. I know we'll pretty much make that whole crease, so maybe we'll just do it like that for the toast form. I know that's another back shot right there, so we can just get to recreate the tail portion again. So I'm not going to need that line there, actually. Oh, that's the detail layer. Oh, what fun working on the wrong layer. It's not like we really needed that either, cuz... Oh, come on. Alright, let's rotate our canvas here. There we go. Let's sing a song about hands. Hands. All right. I wonder if Tex and them have drugged Spock and McCoy yet on their current Star Trek mission. I know they started playing with the gases. I had to leave. That's my probably my favorite part about that level is you can give Spock the goofy gas, and he starts making jokes as well, or at least starts hinting towards jokes and things like that. How many do we fit here? We fit quite a bit there. Oh yeah, these are pretty decently across from each other. You know what? I'll put that right there. There we go. And at Star Trek 25th Anniversary, there is a way to kill the red shirt at least once per mission. Some mission you can kill multiple ways. It's up to you to find out how. I think the highest score you can get in any mission is a 4-point for a successful mission. And to do that, you need to obviously choose the right voice lines, but also like scan just everything. Let's go ahead and get rid of this pants layer here we don't need. We don't need that part of the pants either. And then some of the back here. Let's cut that out of there. There we go. I might leave this blank for now, because again, I don't know, first off, what layer I put that on. Fuck. Oh no. Okay, good. Okay, it's on the tail layer for some reason. That's fine. There we go. Okay. Because I'm not sure where that frame fits in, but I'm sure as I play through the game, when there's suddenly just a blank spot, I'll be like, oh, that's where that goes. Okay. But yeah, that Star Trek 25th Anniversary game was like one of the first PC games that I've ever played. Because when we got our first like family computer, well, okay, first modern family computer, my mom used to work at a library. So our first computer was like an old Apple with the old floppy drive. I'm talking like the floppy B drive. Oh, you know, we need to put the tail on this frame too. So back when floppy disks were floppy, that was like our first computer there. So you know, the games we had on there were comparatively, even at the time, rudimentary at best. It wasn't until we got an Acer that we were able to play games with advanced CD-ROM and play on the DOS system. And there were a few demo games that the computer had. And Descent was one of them. That's the one I played a bit of, but my dad was good at that one. And then there was Star Trek 25th Anniversary as well. That we played that one. It was that first mission on Pollux 5. and I think it was either a year or two later for Christmas or his birthday, my brother got the 25th anniversary full game, and that's when we played that all the way through. And all the missions and things like that. And before the internet and all that stuff, there were a couple missions we kind of got stuck at because, not to give too much away, but there are multiple paths on at least one mission that really stumped us how to get like the good / proper path. Yeah, I've got Descent 1, 2, and 3 on Steam. I've played them a little bit, but man is they difficult just because of that whole 3D environment it does. Like, you know, I'm pretty decent at first-person shooters, but that is just something else. That is just something else, tell you what. Bring this strap up and over like this. Get rid of the body in there. Kind of thin that line out. Nope, not too much though. Anything else in there? Nope, okay. And then this one will swing under the arm like that. Actually, let's go back a little bit. Make it look like it hooks around that. These little spinities here. And follow the curve out that way. There we go. I think my... Uh-oh. Oh, that was... Oh, I thought that was on that layer. Nuts. Am I keeping that on there? Let's go back. Get rid of this. That's on the body layer. Yeah, if I'm keeping that on both, so let's keep that there. So let's go to the head layer. That's where I was doing some of this. That's where I did some of this work. We also got another Doom-like game. Or not Doom, but Descent-like game. It was like I believe it was a variable view game. So, you know, you go between first and third person. And I believe that game was called Terminal Velocity. Where you're in like this this ship kind of just, you know, going through doing different kinds of missions. I was pretty good at that one. And I get rid of some body lines here. We get rid of, turn this off real quick, and this. Okay, that looks kind of clean. Some details we gotta get rid of though. all up in here. We'll just do away with those right there. We gotta add the tail here. Bring this up, see where our border is at. Okay. Probably just have it laying under him. Just simple like that. Let's stand him up more or less here, like that. Get rid of some body lines. There we go. And return canvas to its proper way. And then one last here on the back. Going back on the head layer because that's all the details right there. Don't want to screw myself there. Oh, another pet. Well, again, take my word for it, but Moonshine is getting pets. Moonshine has gotten his pets. Again, I normally don't have the camera set up for the art stream. But Moonshine and the petting are real. Go. Now we just, again, there's some body lines. And you know what, let's get rid of a couple details here. Let's zip over those like that. There we go. Go ahead and collapse that. Oh, we got our colors going. Let's bump it up to a 20. You know, maybe 30. That's pretty big. But yeah, again, as far as continuing on the Betamax, go ahead and turn the sketch layer off now too. Again, I could not find a diagram of the machine yet. So I'm going to kind of keep looking at that. Maybe try a few more searches, like specifying, you know, buttons not working or something like that. We'll just have to see. Would be nice if I had that thing working though. Yeah, I could also go to the guy that, you know, I bought it from, because he does repair He does fix Betamaxes, but I mean, I already paid the dude $80 for the unit. He said it probably should work, so it mostly did until it didn't. But you know, I'm not gonna blame him. Not gonna blame him for giving me what I got. You know, it was $80, but you know, I don't necessarily pay him like $100 to fix it though, or whatever he might charge for repairs. Well, let's go ahead and actually just do this. Turn that layer off. Hit space. I'm just going to use our handy dandy fill tool like that. Boop. There we go. Oh, and we got the rest of the tail here to fill in. Go. Oh, you know what I might do actually? That filled in there. For this part here, I might just leave myself an obnoxious little note. Again, I'm pretty sure those are feet, but I just want to make sure. So, obviously, if I just see a floating head and the words "what are those" pop up on the screen, I'll know what to look for. Anyway. Go ahead and color the pants in. So I do need to get that line in there for the belt. Forgot about that. Let's bump that down to 5. There we go. Choo-poo, choo-poo. Oh, for some reason I turned that invisible. Oh, that's right, because I know why. Anyway, we're good. Oh, you know what? We are past our halfway point, so let's go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of a break so I can do some hand exercises. So we'll be back in just a minute here.
After these messages, I'll show you how I do my own stunts. Let's go racing! It's Super Mario Kart Funny Car Madness! Only on Super NES! Turn the track into a giant mud pit! Or burn rubber on ice, wood, or asphalt! Mix it up with the big boys! See Bowser and his Bigfoot-dropping truck! See Yoshi's go-kart really go! Mushrooms, banana peels, turtle shells! Dynamite! Check your rear view and make him eat dust! Or go into battle mode and ruin his day! 2 speed! Fast and way too fast! It's 2-player fun on the split screen! Only for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System! Now you're playing with power, superpower!
There are lots of teddy bears, but only one Teddy Ruxpin.
Hi, my name is Teddy Ruxpin.
Hi, Teddy.
Your friend is what I'd like to
He's
be.
alive. How does he do that? He's a magic bear.
One day, we found an old treasure map. The treasure was supposed to be
My friend Teddy Ruxpin.
Teddy Ruxpin comes with storybook and cassette. Other stories sold separately, batteries not included.
All I wanted was a big bowl of Kellogg's Cinnamon Mini Buns. But is this my last swirl of sweet cinnamon? Maybe not. Save some for me, Jimmy!
There's a cyclone of cinnamon in every bowl of Kellogg's Cinnamon Mini Buns, part of this complete breakfast.
Glad you could drop in, CB. Don't just sit there. Pass the milk.
How do you cure boredom? With board games! Mini Clue Jr. out of control and sorry. Free on specially marked boxes of Kellogg's Cinnamon Mini Buns.
The Toon's looniness is at stake,
No more silliness.
so they take it to Congress.
Bill a Buster.
Watch an all-new Tiny Toon Adventures tomorrow on Fox.
There's no need to be frightened. It's only little Dracula. He doesn't frighten Igor, the brains of the family, or his friends like Deadwood. And he certainly doesn't frighten his enemies like Garlic Man. So don't be afraid of little Dracula. He's looking for fun, just like you. Little Dracula from DreamWorks.
Now back to our program. Sheesh, don't get bent out of shape.
That's one show I don't think really took off was Little Dracula. At least, not here anyway. I never saw that. Oh, that's not what I want to do. There, that's what I wanted to do. I should probably color in his straps too on the pants layer. Oh, a little bit of. Oh, no. Do that. There we go. Oh no, I can do it on a detail layer because different scaling will have its own has its own layers, so that'll be fine. There we go. Oh, so one more. Here we go. Now the thing about making this custom character up though is that you're working on a PNG file. So save that, but I also got to make sure I save it as a Clip Studio file so I don't lose the layers, because if you save it as a PNG and I open the program and I open this whole thing back up, I'm going to lose all the layers that I have and have to start over, so I wouldn't be able to go back and edit things as I want. But got some saving done there, so let's go ahead and check the game. Let's go ahead and swap you guys over the game proper. There we go. Let's see how that looks now. Oh, wait. Ow. Go away, me. Yeah, that's not looking bad. Let's see if we can't get this little guy to knock us down, though. Not like us. Stop! Come here, little bitch. Alright, that's not that bad. Looking pretty good. Look pretty good. Let's bring you guys back to the template here. There we go. Yeah, got that. And use the airbrush tool for some of that, but on the inside here, we're going to go ahead and fill some of that in. I'll go back with the airbrush and kind of blend more of this in a little bit. There we go. And come in here with the pen, or marker rather, do all this coloring here, where it really necessarily wouldn't blend in with his other scales. Maybe a little bit here. Well, two. So I might just do a little bit here for the back. And just erase everything out here. I do have my backfill layer here, so I can do my best to get rid of some stuff that's outside the lines or see if I've missed anything on the transparency. But so far, so good. Well, welcome, Viking. A whopping 6 episodes in the I assume we're talking about Little Dracula? Yeah. You know, sometimes shows just don't last. They just don't have that staying power, you know? Let's get rid of that there, because I was on the wrong layer. There we go. Let's go to the right layer here. First off, let's go ahead and use our marker. A handful of episodes 8 years later. I mean, you know, bravo on them for trying to get that bag and using, you know, what licenses they could, but what year was that? What year was that, Samurai? What year were they competing in the year of our Lord? What were they fighting against? They had absolutely no chance, because Tiny Toon Adventures, that's early 90s. So they were probably fighting against well, obviously Tiny Toons, as we saw. But maybe G.I. Joe, depending on how early 90s. I mean, compared to some of the other cartoons we see with Eat the Cat, Animaniacs wasn't on yet, because that did start off on Fox. Wasn't Power Rangers, because that would have been advertised out the wazoo. 91 to 90, well, I mean, okay, 91 was when the first 6 episodes came out, but 99 is when, 99? That must have been on, like, PBS or something like that at that point, because that was not on any of the Fox affiliates. God, was Fox even still, yeah, Fox Kids was still around in 99. So yeah, Power Rangers hadn't started up yet. Yeah, Attack the Killer Tomatoes, Bobby's World, Tom and Jerry Kids, Tasmania, yeah, Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, but like, what was it competing with against the other channels? Had to have been Ninja Turtles. Had to have been Ninja Turtles, because the Ninja Turtles movie was 1990, so Turtles started in 89. So Ninja Turtles had to have been, I think they were ABC? I think Ninja Turtles were ABC. So, you know, they were competing against that monster. What else was on some of the other stations? Yeah, is that his back color? Yeah, that's his tail color. Oh no, it's oh, I may have done this wrong. Well, I mean, let's keep going with this, but I don't think his back stripe is usually that color, but it is now, I guess, at least for this portion. Yeah, we've been fighting against Ninja Turtles. I mean, I'm sure some station had G.I. Joe and Transformers reruns going on, because those went pretty decent into early 90s. But even then, like, their syndication may have also been, you know, week, you know, afternoons. There's potential it was going against Sonic the Hedgehog, because that was ABC on Saturday mornings at first. But again, that might have been 94 when the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon was on TV. Get rid of you there. There we go. Yeah, depending on what all Little Draken was up against, you know, it obviously did not stand a chance. Especially in the 90s, during the renaissance of Saturday morning cartoons. Okay, yeah, NBC. Oh, you know, yeah, the Sonic Saturday Morning had the best version of the characters. Okay, yeah, Camp Candy, yeah, Captain N, watch that. I have Super Mario Bros. 3 cartoon here. I Kid and Play, Chipmunks, Saved by the Bell. Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters had to have been on TV as well, because that went strong for a few seasons after. That went through at least 1991, 92, because it started, obviously after the movie came out in 84, they had at least one mention of Vigo and the Mood Slime in the show, so that was, 89. And it, again, the real Ghostbusters went through at least 1990 to 91. It might have ended in 92. Oh, okay, you mentioned the ABC lineup. Okay, I mean, I'm not wearing my glasses, so. Yeah, Beetlejuice, Hammer. Oh my god, I remember Hammerman. Okay, yeah, Bugs Bunny and Tweety, that was the end of ABC's Saturday. That was their 11:30 slot. I do remember that because I rarely watched that. I remember Hammerman, that was the MC Hammer show. I also remember the Bill and Ted Saturday morning cartoon. I remember the New Kids on the Block Saturday morning cartoon. I remember Pro Stars, if you want to pull that one up. I remember Pro Stars. Yep, CBS, Muppet Babies, Garfield, and Teenage... Okay, CBS was Ninja Turtles. Okay. CBS also had The Mask cartoon, and I think Ace Ventura, and I think Jim Carrey did provide the voice in the Ace Ventura cartoon. Did I have lighter or darker? Okay, those are the lighter ones. Where it was Rob Paulson did the voice of Stanley Ipkiss and the Mask in the cartoon, in the Mask cartoon though. And funnily enough, I think there was a crossover between those two cartoons as well. It was kind of funny though, because The Mask was more of the realistic animation, whereas the Ace Ventura cartoon was the more cartoon aspects of a cartoon, as far as like, character design and things like that go. And I'll probably end up working on this throughout the weekend and week as well, just because this kind of has my creative bug going. So maybe next week we'll go through one of my Saturday morning plots, and we will actually, you know what? I need to add the tail onto these two frames. We will go through one of my Saturday morning slots watching some cartoons and do the commercial splicing. Maybe we'll do that next week. We go ahead and hit save. Yep, save the PNG. Yep. And then save as our clip file. There we go. We had 1991, Slimer, and the Real Ghostbusters, yeah. It was the Real Ghostbusters for like the first, I want to say, 3 seasons. Then it became like an hour-long show where it was Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters, where Slimer kind of had his own portion of the show to himself. And then obviously the Ghostbusters as well. And then the Ghostbusters after, you know, along with that. Okay, I put the darker on there for his straps. But then after a year or two of that, it went back to the real Ghostbusters, because I don't think Slimer was having the necessary draw the network wanted, so they just kept with the Ghostbusters. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer again. And yeah, and I mean, Ghostbusters did pretty good. It probably still would have been better, though, if it wasn't for some of the network meddling. And the first signs of that network meddling were seen in season 3, when they started to change Janine. Season 1 and 2, Janine was great. She looked great, sounded great, and everything like that. But the network decided that, you know, she sounded too scary with that, you know, shrill-ish voice, so they wanted it changed. Which is why Janine began to sound and look different, even leading to the episode Janine, You've Changed, where it does show the comparison of her changing between what she used to look like and what she looked like in that current season, because after Ghostbusters 2, they did change her appearance to kind of match that with like that mushroom cut and the bigger glasses that Annie Potts wore in that film. And they also kind of, they did kind of pull on the reins a bit when it came to the writing too, because, like, you know, compared to those first couple of seasons, the writing was a lot tamer on the show than what they were doing, kind of thing. Because some of those episodes, you know, they were kind of intense. Like the one episode where the guy literally was trying to take his entire fortune with him to the afterlife. Like a very Mr. Burns-like character. It's like, hey, I'm making this machine to take all my shit with me. Here we go now. And even them dealing with the devil, played by Mark Hamill, was an episode. J. Michael Straczynski, huh? Neat. Although, it might have been Straczynski, actually, that got a little... I don't want to say butthurt, but he did get a little snooty. Again, I can't recall if it is him off the top of my head. But it was one of the real Ghostbusters writers that got a little snooty towards Frozen Empire when it, you know, kind of came out and said, oh, you know, Frozen Empire, you know, we're looking to actually tell like a story like they had on the real Ghostbusters. And one of the writers, you know, kind of got on Twitter saying, oh, well, isn't that something? Maybe you should bring one of the writers on board to help you with that. You know, I mean, I kind of get it if you're, you know, if you're the movie, you know, trying to promote, you know, you're like an episode of the old TV show that people liked, but not bringing in any of that writing staff. I can understand, you know, it's like, that was a justifiable jab at them kind of thing. But, you know, at the same time, it's like, come on, man. So, yeah, I get both sides of, I got both sides of that, you know. Again, I understand why he kind of got a little upset, and at the same time, it's like, can't you just be happy that, you know, they're trying to harken back to that more Monster of the Week kind of thing than they are just leaning more into either Gozer or Vigo again. Which I necessarily wasn't against an Afterlife. But, you know, they didn't necessarily need to do that, though. Let's go ahead and save this. And you know what? We'll do the PNG save here. And we'll call it at that. There we go. We made some pretty good headway. Punched through basically the entirety of the toast floor. So with that, we'll go ahead and call it here. As always, thanks for joining me, everybody. Oh my goodness, what happened there to the game? Oh, good gravy, what did happen? Oh, that's what happened, I see. That's right. It will update everything on the PNG, and I turned the backfill on. That's what's going on. So let's go ahead and save the PNG one more time here. There we go, save the PNG, game updated. And then we're just gonna go here, swap over the game one last time. Give this one final test. They're looking pretty good there. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need to get that tail in there. But yeah, we're gonna do it. That's gonna do it for me. You guys have a good rest of your evening, and I will catch you guys tomorrow morning. Take it easy, everybody.